I saw Ann. Ann, can you hear us?
So Shay's on mute right now.
Hey, Corey.
Corey, run that.
Hey, Lloyd said he's in the waiting room. Can you add him?
He's in there now.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
No.
Our meeting just got longer.
Wow, that beach looks pretty good. And we're in a snowstorm.
Yeah, Hawaii looks nice, Lloyd.
Did you go to Egypt since I've seen you last?
Mhm.
How was that?
It was awesome.
Awesome.
Yep, rode a camel
Did you really?
out to the pyramids,
Cool.
way up there. You
Nice.
wouldn't want to herd cows on those.
No, probably not. No.
Huh.
Did you get scanned?
No,
No?
everybody said, "Were you afraid?" No. But we did a cruise up the Nile. It was fun.
Nice. Sounds fun.
And you're on as well, Lloyd and Shay. Okay.
And TC
Hey,
Yeah, I'm here.
Corey,
in the
we got a
wind,
packet.
couldn't make it. And
They said there's so many people spun out, so just turn around. I wish I would have said that to you.
It's okay. It'll be helpful that somebody else has driven it because there were no tracks even.
Just get behind him.
Come on, come on. She goes slowly.
He drives a Ford.
Mhm.
If you're okay with that.
That's fun.
Oh, these Chevy guys. They're the only ones that keep track.
Yeah. You see one? Yep. You're good.
Okay, let's call the
These are good.
San Juan County Planning Commission meeting for January 8th, 2026 to order. We usually have roll first, don't we? But we can do it that way.
Oh, gotcha. As a typically welcome roll call and then.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that's all right.
That's a minor one. We could fix that.
if everything was only that easy.
The easy button.
Let's go ahead and do roll call. Commissioners in attendance are Cody Nilsson, Melissa Rigg, Ann Austin, Lloyd Wilson, Shay Walker. TC was en route, but got into a automobile, not accident, but should turn around and go home after Peters Hill. So that's what he's doing. Trent Schaefer, staff, Corey Coleman, Tamara Lewis, Matt McDonald, and Jens Nilsson. Jens, I thought we said that you didn't need to come tonight.
Well, I didn't want to be too big of a slacker, so
Okay,
here I am.
all right. Well, thank you.
My pleasure. Anything to see Lloyd in Hawaii.
Melissa, would you like to lead us in the pledge of allegiance?
Sure.
Okay.
I pledge
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is he reading in Hawaii?
No.
Oh. Those glasses.
Hey, the AI is not that good.
Okay, does anybody have any conflict of interest for anything that's on the agenda tonight? Hearing none?
No.
Okay. Alrighty, no conflict of interest. Just kind of bring everybody up to speed. We are gonna try to head down a different direction. We've got, our staff is rearranged to where they're gonna be helping us with the planning end of our job, and plus doing their jobs. But and we appreciate them for their knowledge and background and willingness to help us, because we've gone nowhere fast for a long time, and I appreciate that, and that's where we're gonna go. Melissa, I'd like to also thank you and Ann for the legwork you guys did on the our other plan. What was it?
General plan.
General plan. Okay. Approval of minutes. Let's take them one at a time. November 13th first. And if I get ahead of myself, I've got to make sure these guys know who did the motion in a second. So.
Thank you.
So
on the minutes, there was two different formats that we put after a little bit of reading through laws and different things. Instead of doing the audio transcript, there's a summary, and the summary for the the first one, number 3, November 13th, on page 2, and it's page 2, 3, and a little bit on page 4. So that's the minutes for the 23rd. So we would just ask if there's any corrections on that one, anything that needs to be changed, and then just ask for a vote on that one for the November 23rd.
November 13th.
13th.
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you, November 13th.
Names are misspelled.
Names are misspelled. Okay.
Yes,
Which ones, Melissa?
well, my last name's wrong.
Okay.
Because I have no S on my last name,
Just Rig.
Rig. And like Cody's last name is misspelled. He's
Cody.
I before E. And I don't know if it's the first one, but
It happens all the time. I don't barely even notice anymore.
and Shay Walker between the 2 minutes has different spellings of his first name, and it looks like the correct spelling is SHEA.
Correct.
Okay.
So I just think, and this is true of the other minutes, just I go through every name and double check.
Appreciate that a lot.
Okay,
Yeah, I appreciate that. So we need to double check Shay, we need to change Nielsen, and we need to delete the S.
Yeah, and Jens Nielsen also is misspelled.
Is that the same as Cody?
Mhm.
Yeah, but I think his are in the December 23rd. I don't remember.
Okay, we'll check all of them.
Okay.
We'll check all of them. Thank you.
I'm an Ann, no E.
Ann with no E, so A-N-N. We're trying to add
Yeah.
all kinds of alphabetic letters to you guys.
That's funny. I see it a lot with an E. I have, anyways. I almost thought it was with an E. That's funny.
Noted.
On that November 13th, though, too, do we have the commissioners present correct? I know I was remote, that's correct, but I think maybe we're missing Lloyd. Because I think he makes a motion.
On the 23rd.
13th.
On the 13th?
13th.
I was there on the 13th, but I was not there on the December 23rd.
Yeah.
He does make a motion, so we need to add Lloyd as active.
And you can spell his name any way you want.
Yeah, Lope.
And then, Anne, we need to delete the E, and okay, and we did get remote. Do you like how that says remote?
Yeah,
With that practice?
I think so.
I liked how tight the minutes were.
Me too.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Melissa, if you're going to be reading them word for word, we're going to keep it this way. The difference between this month and next month, there's not going to be spilling.
Yeah.
We're going to
Yeah.
make sure we get all the
No, I
names
liked
correct.
it. I liked it. I mean, people can
Good.
go and look at
Good.
look at the transcript if
Sure.
they want to know. I thought it was good.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, I would entertain a motion.
I move that we approve the November 13th Planning Commission meeting minutes as amended.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, Melissa made a motion and Cody seconded it to approve the minutes with the changes for November 13th, 2025. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Okay, now the minutes for December 8th.
December 23rd.
Okay.
You're going to get me off on my dates.
Yeah.
No,
It's
I
gonna
was,
get
I was
confusing.
actually looking at today's agenda and picked up that.
So, with the prior minutes noted on November 13th, back checking the same items, spellings.
Yeah, but to Trent's point, before we started actually reviewing that, I'm pretty sure I made some of those motions and they're attributed to Anne.
Very possible.
So, yeah, and so I was thinking, yeah, Trent, if you were to just say, Melissa made a motion seconded by Cody, then that's all you need, right?
And that was one thing that the ones that really stuck out when we were listening to the audio was Lloyd and Trent had a very similar, and
Yeah.
you and Ann had a very similar.
Yeah.
And we would zoom in on YouTube and try to pick it out.
Yeah.
And we were having a tough time. So is there any that you know specifically that needs to be changed?
Well, I'm almost positive, and tell me if I'm wrong here, that I'm the one who moved us to go into public comment.
For the public hearing.
Yeah,
For the public hearing.
public hearing.
Public hearing.
That sounds more like you than me.
Yeah, I think, and then I just sort of stopped paying attention because then I went and looked at the transcript and the transcript doesn't say who does it either. So
Okay.
so I don't know if there are others, but I think I made several of them.
Okay. Do we need to update that or fix it in the future?
I don't think we can at this point in time.
Okay. However, we fixed it just by having the chair.
Say, yeah, Melissa made a
Identify.
motion,
Okay.
seconded by Cody or whatever.
Awesome. So staff will make those same things. We fixed the issue with who made the motion and who made the second, and we'll clean that up moving forward.
The transcript on the November, I know I'm credited for a lot of Lloyd's comments because Lloyd comments a whole lot more than I do.
And we were noticing that a little bit when we were matching speakers. And again, we were zooming in on the YouTube video, and Lloyd stay in Hawaii. Lloyd would kind of put his hand over his hand and kind of kick back, and it would make it sound like it was Trent. So no, I appreciate that very well and very good input. So with that, Chair, we will make those changes.
Okay, any other changes besides names?
Okay.
You did notice that meeting was 58 minutes and Lloyd wasn't there.
That's just by chance, Trent.
I'm sure we could disconnect
I
them
think it's
somehow.
statistically significant personally.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
I move that we approve the planning commission special meeting minutes from December 23rd as amended.
Okay,
I'll second.
okay.
So we got
Melissa made the motion and Ann made the second to approve the minutes as corrected for December 23rd, 2025. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Okay. Public comment. We'll have in-house first and then online.
So I have a Summer and a Cassie, but I'm not seeing any notice that they want to speak.
Okay. No in-house, so we'll move to online. Anybody online want to make a public comment for anything that's on or not on the agenda? Okay. Seeing none, we'll move on. Okay, number 5.
Chair, with your permission, could I move number 6 ahead of number 5?
Sure.
That way I think number 5 will make more sense. Number 6 is a little bit simpler. So the direction that staff has received, and this is just verification from the commission to make sure this is the direction they want to go, is they really like the 2025 definitions and they want to move them into a live document, which is the 2011 San Juan County ordinance, which is the one that is current in use. To give you a couple facts on it from what we could find, the 2025 definition chapter reflects the intent to amend, clarify, and modernize the existing zoning ordinance rather than to repeal or replace it in its entirety. We want the retention of 65 existing definitions in the 2011, the same as 2025. Combined with the expanded and updated terminology indicated continuity with a prior ordinance while addressing gaps created by evolving land use practices. Some interesting facts about the 2011-2025. There's 96 definitions in the 2011 ordinance. There's 226 definitions in the 2025 ordinance. The definitions appearing in both versions overlap 65. Definitions unique to 2011 is 31. Definitions new or expanded in 2025 is 161. So instead of just crossing off the whole definition chapter of 2011 and repealing and replacing it, we're asking for clarification from the commission as merging the 2025 into the live code, the 2011, and striking it. So with that said, if you look on page 129, definition, we'll label that with a new chapter. The 2011 code has been struck for the purpose of this ordinance. Certain words and terms are defined as follows. Word used in the present tense, including the future words, and singular number, including the plural and singular words not included herein, but defined in the Uniform Building Code shall be constructed as defined therein. That is getting struck after review from our understanding, after review from the Planning Commission. I'm 129. Do you got that? Yeah. No. After review from legal counsel and the Planning Commission, that is being replaced with the Ludlow adopts the definitions for terms set forth. It gives the ordinary meeting, and then if you go down through there, abatement is a new term, and that's being moved to the 2011 code. Accessory building, there is a term in the 2011 code, but it has been updated to provide more clarification. If you go down, accessory dwelling is a new one, accessory use is a new one, and the way that I'm moving with this one is I'm striking what is actually being taken out of the code and I'm putting in blue. And blue is going to be the recommendations of the planning commission, the community, and staff as a replacement. And that's going to be something that we're going to be able to talk about, where you can see exactly what's being removed and exactly what's being added in. It's a lot more work, but it's a lot more transparent, where we have a live code of 2011, a proposed code of 2025. When you go down to the following page 130, you can see at the top, agricultural is literally word for word in the 2011 as it is in the 2025. We're striking the number 4 because it's going to be reformatted, and we're deleting as determined by the planning commission. But other than that, there's no reason just to repeal it and replace it. So that's a terminology of striking in the blue. I have only did section A. And the reason why is this is going to be very time consuming. With that said, it's going to be very transparent, not only to staff, but in hopes to the commission and the community out there, saying the changes we're making are very minor in this particular chapter, and we want to keep the transparency the best we can. So if this looks good, we just need direction, and we don't plan on bringing B back next month. We plan on bringing B through Z back. So
Oh, wow.
if it's something that you guys like, Cody's going to be really happy, because the second meeting in the month, we're already going to have one chapter done. So that's what that is. So I'll turn that over to you, Chair, for any questions or any direction.
Okay, as far as definitions, okay. We, how about the TC? That was uses.
Yeah, that's going to be the next discussion.
Okay.
That's going to be the next discussion.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Well, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory to me.
So is this the appropriate time to give feedback on the definitions as well?
Sure.
Please.
Okay, so ADU. I do not know what an internal unit is. So, which is a building other than the primary dwelling, which is used as a dwelling on a shared lot with the primary dwelling as either an internal or detached unit. Is that like building language? Because I sure don't know what an internal unit is.
It's state law language. So what an internal unit would be is if you have a 3,000 square foot house and you're taking your 4-car garage and you're making 2 of those bays as an accessory dwelling unit.
Okay.
That's going to be internal of that primary structure, is how I understand it.
Okay, as long as it's
Makes sense.
state code. Okay, so this is just one of these little nitpicky things, but let's take care of them.
We like them.
Okay, so for airport approach area and airport transition area, you started off with means all that blah, blah, blah. Airport approach area to me is all that land which lies directly. I get rid of means.
Okay, just
For both of those. Yeah, because, yeah. Okay, again, another little picky one, but a lawyer would appreciate this. Jens, you'll appreciate this. Okay, so airport turning area. Is the approach zone used for turning operations of aircraft?
So the area of an airport other than the approach zone which is used for turning.
I think you mean to have the area of an airport, comma, other than the approach zone, comma, which is used for turning operations of aircraft.
So
Because the way it's written, the approach zone is the area for turning operations.
So you need a comma between airport and other.
That's right.
Okay.
Why was appeal authority removed?
Appeal authority.
Because, yeah.
Here, 10. Is that what you're looking
Yep.
at?
Yeah. I do not know. That would be something that we would have to do some research on. It's not in the 2025 code.
It was in our 2025.
It is in your 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Unless in one of our
on
mini
the strike on the striked ones, are they the ones that overlap?
No, they're the ones
You know,
that
like
are.
the 35 that are in both. So
No.
you
Mm,
eliminated one, and
No.
the other remains. No.
So the only one that overlap on this one that I could see is accessory buildings. Affected entity versus affected party. So there's about 3 on this one, but the ones that are striked, I don't believe are in the 2025. But I want to go back and check
Yeah,
that.
that one was in the. I mean, unless in one of our iterations it was taken out, it
Okay.
was in there.
So you want it back in there,
Yes.
regardless.
Yes.
Okay.
And then just auto repair has all those little X's after it, so I didn't know what that meant.
Okay. No, and good catches. And the reason that we're putting it in this format is so you can see exactly what's being removed. So
I
we
think this is great.
so we can ask those questions.
I think this is great, and that's it that I have. Thank you for doing that, Corey.
So with that said, are we good to do B through Z and go through and put them on the agenda for next month?
Sure.
Does anybody anybody online have any feedback on those?
And Lloyd, Shay.
Nope.
I have something. Just following up on the land use authority. I'm looking at the LUDMO, the 2025 proposed.
Okay.
And I'm not seeing land use or authority. Or was it appeal authority? Which one was it?
Appeal
It would be
authority. Yeah,
appeal.
we had it as it's in the, maybe not in the definitions, but it was in the ordinance.
Okay. I was looking under L, but I'm not seeing it under A
Yeah.
either. And I have a memory of someone bringing that up.
Well, I
we-
harped on it for a long time.
Well, I mean, someone from the public pointing that out too, that we don't have a definition for appeal authority.
Yeah, let me see. We may not have had a definition, but we definitely had the section for appeal authority. So if we're going to have and I'm pretty sure 2011 doesn't have a section on appeal authority.
Well, I think that's what it is. I think there's a section, but not a definition. But the section dictates how that appeal authority works. And that, I don't know if that's necessarily needs to be both places.
Okay,
I mean-
so we aren't getting rid of the appeal authority.
No.
It would just be the
The
definition.
definition. And that's something that, Melissa, do you want that put back? Do you want to?
No, as long as it's not being taken out of the ordinance, as long as we're not going to get rid of it altogether.
Okay. We'll highlight that, and
Okay.
next month when we come back,
Revisit.
we'll revisit that one specifically. So if the commission could do a little bit of research on whether we want that defined or not defined,
Okay,
it could be in the motion next month in public hearing
okay.
where we have it. The one thing, dealing with the building code, the one thing that I find, one of our best chapters is the definition chapter, because that's a chapter that's used in the courtroom to define what that section might say or what it may do. But it's something that we could definitely revisit and kind of see. But the nice thing about going this way, instead of just saying we're going to delete all 2011 and put in 2025, or we're going to delete all 2025 and keep 2011, is it's a very transparent way to say this is what we're changing.
Okay. Well, yeah, okay. Well, then my vote, it's in 2011, and we know we're going to have it in the ordinance. So my vote would be to keep a definition of it in the definitions.
Is that a motion?
Yeah, is that a motion? No, Yeah.
I don't necessarily think it needs to be defined because it is what it is.
Just-
And if we have an appeals section, then I mean, I guess it's not something that can be defined differently, like I don't know if we need to define it because there's not another way to define land use appeal authority. It just is.
Well,
Okay, well-
let's compare when we get to the section about appeals. Let's just review it and see if we need a definition back into.
Yeah, just for the sake of keeping things
Repetition.
short and not putting in stuff we don't really need. But,
Shay, Lloyd,
I've got nothing on that one. I don't think we need a definition.
Yeah, I think I would agree with Ann on this one. There's only one definition as far as I can find, and then the section is going to explain all the process. So, yeah.
Okay, that's
All-
fine.
all three of our Spanish Valley commissioners agreed on something.
it's going to be the norm.
All righty.
I have just a second. So explain to me a little bit like 10.2. So the establishment of zone districts.
So next item.
Okay.
And that's one reason we just want to start off with this one.
All right.
Because, yeah.
I'm hung up there. So
Okay, nope, perfect.
All right.
Nope, I appreciate that. Chair, I think I have what I need on that one.
Okay.
That staff can move forward and compile everything and put it back in front of the planning commission.
Okay.
And it's our intent. I'm hopeful. I say A to Z, so I'm hopeful that we're going to get it all done.
That's
But it is a lot of work.
a bit to chew there.
It is, but we'll see. We'll see if we can pull it off.
I appreciate it.
It's better than taking 26 months.
But if,
Yes,
But if it's-
exactly, exactly.
if it's B to H, I'm good with that too.
We'll see what we can get done. We'll see what we get done.
Okay, number 5.
Okay, so number 5, clarification of zones to be used for San Juan County 2011 San Juan County Ordinance, Spanish Valley 2013 map. Cody had a couple questions on this one. Melissa, thank you very much for your time last night. One reason I want to start off with a definition is kind of explain the purpose behind the striking and not striking. So I'm going to start right at the top of item number 5, which is on page 124. And then we're going to work down through this document to where Cody's question was on 126. So some of the packets that I've read, not all of them, it might have been a practice at times, intermediate, but one thing that I've noticed is a lot of the packets that I've looked at, this is what on the top of page 124, this is what's presented in front of the Planning Commission, and we don't know what's changed in there. We don't know what's not changed in there. So that would be something that would just be in your staff report from square one. And Melissa was like, when I talked to Melissa last night, she was kind of going back and forth saying, okay, explain this
Not
more
me.
to me.
It was Ann.
Ann, sorry, Melissa.
That's
sorry,
okay.
Ann.
Busted.
Yep. So
I had
that-
questions.
go ahead, Ann.
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So then what I did was I put what I've kind of seen as standard process, and then I went to local municipalities in the area trying to keep things uniform because we're dealing with some of the same citizens. And I reached out to Monticello City and said, okay, Monticello City, how do you do this? So the Planning Commission, so it's very transparent that we're not erasing the whole code, repealing the whole code, and replacing the whole code, that we're just making very, very minor changes. Monticello City uses this format right here, is when it is staff, community, or planning, they do it in blue. So when it's not state mandated, they do it in blue. So 10.1 would read just as above, it would, and I only took the very first thing, it would say, establishment of zone districts for the purpose of this ordinance, San Juan County is divided into the following listed zones. And then on the new zoning table, with just the 5 zones that TC compiled,
Yeah.
there's no longer a multiple use district. So if we're crossing off multiple use district, then in the Spanish Valley ordinance, what does that become? And in the San Juan County 2011 ordinance, what does that become? And this is just communication between staff, community, and the commission. When you go to number 2, agricultural district, all we're changing on that one is A-1 to A. And that would be not state mandated, that would just be recommendations amongst the conversations. If it's state mandated, so the state comes back and says, hey, you cannot have the multiple use district, then we're going to put it in as a red, that it's more of a serious conversation, that the attorneys have been involved saying, this is what needs to happen and we need to change that, and it would be the same thing. So that just gives you an example of what would happen if it was commission, citizen, and staff versus state mandated. So we know the seriousness of getting it through the code. I'm going to skip number 5 for now, and we're going to come back to this one because this is a little bit of an exercise, it's a little bit of work on this one. And I want to come down to Cody's question on page 126, and you're going to notice 126 resembles very close to the top of 124. So in this case, what we're looking for direction for is, for the purpose of this ordinance, San Juan County is divided into the following listed zones. Going off of the new use table that has been proposed, multiple use district isn't there anymore. So we need direction on if it's on the Spanish Valley map, what is a new zone? Is that going to be, according to the map, is that going to be residential? Is that going to be commercial? Is that going to be industrial? With that said, taking in account that we have a Spanish Valley ordinance and a San Juan County ordinance, what is going to be a San Juan County ordinance right now as we're working through making a code that works for everybody. If you go to number 7, agricultural district, A1 no longer exists on that table, the proposed table, it's AG. So very simple change, everything's kind of the same. And then what does, if Spanish Valley has an agricultural district A1, what is a new zone for Spanish Valley? Because this is coming out of the 2011. Number 8 is new, it's residential R, and it's not referenced anywhere in the 2011 code nor the 2019 Spanish Valley, because Spanish Valley has the flex zones and SVR zone, I think. So we need direction on what's going to become R. And under this is going to be a good exercise because it's going to take some time. Rural residential, RR1, 2011 code. It's going to be rural residential. So it's going to be matching the Spanish Valley code with the 2011 code, which is our working document, which is in reality the San Juan County planning and zoning code that we're going to start amending. Control districts are not on the maps, but they are in the 2011 code, which is kind of really interesting. Indian reservation districts, it's not on the new use table. So we're going to have to add on Indian reservations on the new use table.
Okay.
So we're going to have one more zone come up. Highway commercial is on the new use table. What matches to that? Industrial, what matches to that? So I did this chart above, and this is the 2011 code on the left column. Multiple use districts, from what I'm gathering on the use table, no longer exist. So what if we find a multiple use district in the 2011 San Juan County code? What is the intent in column 3 for that new zone to be?
So column 3
Corey,
is
go ahead.
2026, basically.
2026, yes.
Proposed.
Yeah. It's going to be the proposed new code, which we're using as a base document of what's currently adopted, which is the 2011 code, as we start moving everything back to that code.
Hey, Corey.
Yeah.
So will you read the list off of TC's paper that he put together?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't, it's not in my binder. and I didn't bring my
Maybe.
copy.
Do you have a copy of the front?
Yeah,
Well, I gave my copy to Corey, so I hope he has it.
No, I do. Residential R, rural residential RR, agricultural AG, highway commercial HC, and industrial. So that's what's in column 3.
So our rural residential is gonna end up being that multi-use. And then as in the SVR, which all that means is Spanish Valley residential, that's an easy change because you're just going from Spanish Valley residential to just residential.
Okay, hang tight for 1 minute, if you would.
That's so stupid. Sorry, but I'm not understanding.
Okay,
D.
so multi-use district is now what in the new area?
So if you just kind of flip through his permissible uses and conditional uses in the rural residential, is that what he's got on there? And see if that lines up with your multi-use district, as we've talked about in the past, and or we create it to where they overlay each other. You know what I mean? To where they work with each other, so we're not adding another zone.
Perfect. So multi-use is gone, and it is now referred to as RR.
Or it can be referred to as a multi-use zone. I mean, it's just utilizing that category with whichever name appeases that category, I guess.
So we could do this 2 different ways. We could either take TC's chart, and in the purple where it says rural residential RR, we could put another line right under there, and that's probably going to be the simplest way right now, is to put multiple-use district MU1 also with that, and then someday down the road we'll merge them.
Right. Just making sure that the uses in the multi-use, as we've looked at it in the past, versus TCs on the rural residential kind of align with each other. That was my biggest worry, is to make sure that they align with each other without just renaming something.
Agree.
Okay.
Okay.
And then, because I think, where it comes to agricultural, residential, your highway, commercial, or your commercial zone, or any of like our industrial areas that we can't change because of the gravel pit laws, that those all stay the same, because from what I seen on TC's use chart, I thought it looked great, honestly.
Okay. So walk me through this. Go ahead, Cody.
I think it all looks great except for the first page. And I'm just wondering if maybe the first page is wrong. Because I'm looking at it and it's D, right? Residential, rural residential, right? And everything's conditional except for a butcher shop. I mean, we've got, right?
It's permitted.
Well, but a butcher shop is permitted.
Yeah.
But we got bus terminal, no. Building materials, hardware store, it's conditional. But in ag, it's permitted. But then you come to the next one, and we've got flex, office, warehouse, permissible.
Yeah, so
I mean, it just seems like something's wrong. I mean, I would think RV, boat, storage yard would be permitted.
Okay.
But it's conditional. Bicycle shop, conditional. I would think it was permitted.
So if you look at it, you're right.
What am I doing wrong?
You're not doing anything wrong. So if you look at them going over, industrial technically would be G, given this, right? This is C, this is D, this is E, this is F. Industrial technically would be G, right? There was a G column.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Because of the way.
Right.
And there's no G. It ends at F. So it is all pushed over.
Also, like there's A and B are the same.
A and B are the same.
And then
C comes down, D comes down, E comes down, F comes down.
Oh, and then C, you got a B column.
Yeah, so
So you got A and a B.
So you're saying
And then-
everything needs to be shifted one.
They need to be shifted one.
Okay. With that-
Because I'm just flipping out here a little bit.
No, you're right. Cody's right.
No, great. With that said, I do not have a digital copy of this to do that. Do we know who has that?
That's
TC?
TC.
Okay, we will reach out to TC and get that and fix that.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just looking at, I'm like, TC and I are usually on the same page here, and there's just no way that we had moved that stuff to.
So Melissa, what you're saying is like right here, this all needs to be moved over one.
So, like, there's no B.
There's no B.
Or everything just needs to go.
Everything needs to go that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because see here, you just have the first column is B.
And the first
This
column
one,
on
A
this,
and B is
all that.
just the term.
So the first column on the front page is C, and on the second page, it's B.
Gotcha. Okay,
You,
okay.
you with
Yep,
me?
I see it.
It's the
Yep.
easiest way to understand it is look
Yep.
at there's no G, but there is, right?
Because the B's going to the black
Right.
definition.
That's right.
Good catch. Thank
No,
you.
that's Cody.
Good catch, Cody.
No, I was
That's
just.
why you.
We
went to
were
the
we were
snowstorm.
we were gonna go over. Yeah, we were gonna.
And this is going to be heard more.
Okay, but I have something. So since we're talking about this, and maybe we don't have this discussion tonight, but we just approved a general plan that talks about multiple use. And I understand our general plan land designations are not necessarily zones. But when we have our general plan talking about multi-use is for residential and is for land where residential and other uses will be limited. And so it's going to confuse people if we have multiple use in our general plan and we're calling it rural residential here.
So
And isn't that kind of what Lloyd said? We're gonna call it multi.
we're going to call it,
Use.
from what I
Right.
understand is rural residential RR, and then right underneath it, multiple use.
So it'll be the same.
It'll be the same column.
Okay.
And then if we merge those in the future, that's in the future.
Okay.
That's what I'm understanding.
Okay.
Is that correct?
That's how I understood it.
I
from-
didn't
I
understand.
mean, that's
Okay.
was my interpretation.
Well, and had I had this one, I could have got that. But okay, no, good. Okay, so next one, agricultural district from 2011 code. Pretty simple change. It's AG. It's agricultural district in the new proposed table. Planned community PC district in the 2019 Spanish Valley. What does that become out of these five options?
Which one?
That
Well,
was
that's
Planned community
Sitley.
in the Spanish Valley.
more or less everything in there is Sitla. So I think they need to establish what they're gonna have to be part of the county ordinance. Instead of us going through and trying to map out their stuff on their planned community, we just tell Sitla, okay, so what is your plans with this area of property? Or do you want to leave it all in agriculture, ag until you decide to start developing it?
Okay. So we need to
That's
reach
my
out to
opinion.
Sitla and ask for how these match over. Then would be the best, is
Yeah.
what you're saying, Lloyd.
Yep.
So is that going to be the same with all of the Spanish Valley 2019? Is we just need to ask Sitla how they want that to codify over to the code?
Everything Sitla owns right now, other than a little bit on the highway, I think is planned community, except for their sections that run south on the highway. I think is commercial. Is that incorrect?
That's correct.
Okay.
Okay, so that covers that. Controlled districts, I'm not sure if that's a zone or more of a use. That's something that I'm kind of unclear on.
Get rid of the control district.
And
Yeah.
what
What's
does
it
that
gonna
become?
move into though?
Will it move into
Yeah.
highway commercial?
Yeah, so control district commercial or highway commercials is highway commercial or
Highway-
commercial. I mean,
Highway
it's-
commercial is what it would be.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's just highway commercial, and that's more or less what it is. They name it control district just so they can have different emphasis on how they are going to, I guess, control what you're going to do there. So
Okay, business flex plan, is that a Sitla thing or does that just move into highway commercial also?
business flex would fall in the highway commercial, And then, so we're gonna be, we still got the residential flex too there. So we've weighed those two as more or less between business flex and residential flex. I think they're gonna fall under the category of the multi-use area now.
Right.
Because we've established our commercial zone. And now we've got kind of this multi-use area that's gonna overtake your residential flex and your business flex. And all those were is just kind of a cush area between commercial and residential. And so that's what our multi-use is supposed to do too.
Okay, so let me clarify this. Residential Flex, Spanish Valley 2019, Residential Flex Plan Community RF District, and Residential SVR District moves to Rural Residential RR, not R, Rural Residential RR.
No, SVR remains residential R.
Okay,
Straight, just one R. And then your business flex and your residential flex both fall into the multiple use district.
Okay,
So
back up.
that way you keep your residential separate. Your multi-use is your buffer between your residential and your commercial.
So Business Flex Plan Community BF District is multi-use,
Mm-hmm.
which is rural residential, which is the same as rural residential.
Yes, yeah, yep.
Oh, I hope I could read my notes.
Shay, and any insight on that?
Yeah, I'm following you, Lloyd. That makes sense. That, like, if we're trying to simplify, that makes sense. And I would say instead of calling it highway commercial, just call it commercial.
Right, yep.
Okay, so we're getting rid of on the chart. It would be E technically. It's not going to say highway commercial anymore. It's just going to say commercial.
Yeah, I think so, because highway's too limiting for our commercial potential. We might want to put some commercial that's not exactly on the highway, you know.
Right, and that's
On
what
the
I was
highway.
gonna say. I agree with you on that one, Ann. You know, like we've talked in the past, you know, in some of these unincorporated areas that might become a town, having a little bit of commercial area, small commercial area on something that's not directly on the highway is beneficial for the community. So
Right.
I 100% agree with you on that one.
So highway flex plan and highway commercial will become commercial.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
simply commercial.
Then the last one, and we'll have to go to the 2011 code, Indian reservation, we'll just add that on right after industrial.
But do we have any authority there?
Why
though?
do we care? I mean, like, I don't mean that in a. Like,
I'm with
we have
Cody on
zero
that one. We don't
jurisdiction
have any
over it.
authority.
Okay, so then would that be deleted then?
I would.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jen, you need
I
to
mean,
help
you
me
know
on
what I
this
mean?
one.
No,
When
no,
I-
no,
there's
no,
no-
I'm
when I
fine.
I mean, like,
Yeah, no, I'm good with it. I want to go back to controlled districts. Industrial is actually a controlled district in 2011. So I'd move that up.
So control district's not being deleted and it's not going highway commercial, control district is becoming industrial.
Yeah, so I would, just rather than make this look like it's brand new, which is the way it looks right
Yep,
now,
yep.
it's actually a controlled district.
So third column,
Third column
That's gonna
over
be-
here.
I
Yeah.
like it. Thank you.
On the industrial?
Yeah,
Yeah, because I don't think we can even change the name of it.
no, it's just.
but we do need to acknowledge that it's in the 2011 ordinance under controlled districts.
So
Right, yeah.
for now, what this chart will say is industrial / control district until we codify.
So to show the public that it's in the 2011,
That's
we
right.
haven't created something
That's
new.
right.
It's just
Yep.
being grouped
Better
as
definition.
industrial.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Corey, does anyone know the history of why we had reservation, the reference in there to reservation lands?
No, that's where I need your help.
Yeah, I'm not aware either. Obviously, we don't have any jurisdiction authority, to do any zoning there, but
So I know it's chapter 12 of the 2011. There's a small one paragraph thing that basically says Indian reservation land. It basically says we have no authority over Indian reservation land. And it's chapter 12. I think it's chapter 12 of the 2011 code.
No, it's chapter 13.
Chapter 13.
And it says to provide in appropriate locations areas where the various Indian tribes may exercise self-determination.
Huh.
Well, so we grant them the right to.
So could we delete chapter
Yeah,
13
I think we
too?
I think we
I
delete
would.
chapter 13.
I don't see any reason to
Sounds
keep
like
it.
Preservation.
Well, it sounds like
But
colonialism.
what do you do with these areas that I know what you do, but I'll say it out loud, that are not reservation but Indian owned and Indian controlled, such as Westwater?
So Indian owned. Say that again.
So Westwater, it's not reservation. It's never been declared. It's not reservation, but it is owned by the tribal authority.
We have no jurisdiction unless it's on our tax rolls.
Yeah, so
We have no jurisdiction.
well, like when the Navajo Nation bought Goldings, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's now on our tax rolls, is my understanding.
It's not on our tax rolls.
I was told it. Well, I mean, we've had this before.
They were gonna keep the TRT, but not the tax roll as far as property tax,
Okay.
but the TRT, yes.
So does the TRT go to San Juan County? Okay. So we have an area down in not Monument Valley, out by Whitehorse, that's getting a grocery store on it, but that is San Juan County land.
Talking about the Family Dollar and over by the high school.
Yep.
Yeah.
So San Juan County Planning and Zoning, Building Department, when they do the grocery store out there, we have jurisdiction on that.
You know, you got that little piece of property down in Arch Canyon owned by the Ute tribe. But
Well, you really have all the other Ute ground around Blanding that's owned by the Utes. It's not on the tax roll, but it's not a reservation, you know. And I guess I'm just making the point that as somebody on this committee that has been accused of wanting to make everything more difficult for people, I would like to just point out that literally on one side of the canyon in Blanding, it's a free for all, do whatever you want. No permit, no inspection, no whatever. And it is what it is, whatever you think of that, you know. But yet on the other side, it's toll the line, pay your building permit, your inspections, the whole works, and that's
does the tribe inspect those homes at all under construction?
I don't know.
Does the health department do anything on their septic?
So Westwater, we do issue permits at Westwater. I don't know why, but we have been dealing with the state liaison for the tribe. But Westwater is, I'm looking at Tamara to get the nod on this one. Westwater is county platted, correct? So it actually has parcel IDs. The tribe has came to us and said this will be inspected by you. The guy that we're working with is awesome. He's been great to work with. Brought us a good set of plans. We moved through. In fact, we should be seeing inspections here soon. But just shortly outside of Westwater, we do not have a MOU. We don't have anything in place with the tribe. My past experience with tribal land is sometimes they will hire a private inspection firm because the grants and the money from the Indian nations more if they do get it inspected, but we do not have that relationship at this time. And whether we bridge that gap and get that relationship is going to just be public relations and see where they want to be. I mean, if they want us to go in and help them, then that's going to be a bigger conversation.
I still think we look at maybe just striking that chapter 13.
Done. Chair, you will see that next month. Chapter 13 will be gone. Black line, there won't even be a blue line to replace it.
Everybody like that?
Yep,
What is chapter 13?
the Indian reservation.
Oh,
So we're going to strike it here in the use table, and then we're going to strike number 13, and that's going to be. I came with you with 2 items to redo 2 items next month, but I have 3 now. Good job. I like it. We're moving forward.
I do have one real quick. So once you fix this, get with TC, get a digital, copy, so you can go in and fix this.
Mm-hmm.
Can we? And I can, in my mind, keep it all clear. I just don't necessarily want it set in. I can't tell you of one I'd like to change, but I just would like to see it.
Absolutely.
And maybe be able to revisit what's
Cody's got a
conditional.
little ADD.
Good. We like that, Cody.
No, I really don't.
So we're going to start working on. My apology for having packets out the day before this week. We're going to start working on packets immediately, and we're hoping to get drafts out of packets well before, so we could have the conversations and then get things fixed before the final one goes out.
Well, and sometimes I agree. Sometimes you just see things here that you're like, I don't see on my phone.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
That's why I like we're back to paper. They're forever like, can we not get this print? I know it's huge, but can I have something to mark up?
Well, and I don't know when these binders came in, but the
That was
binders,
just November.
It's real
I think
recent.
Mac did it.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm
But
used
you
to
won't
it.
let us take it home.
I
But
took
you
mine
did.
home.
Yeah,
Nobody said a friggin' word. I'll
they
bring it
said it
back.
at the next meeting.
I'll bring it back. Like I said, we get busy, and I didn't even make it home today. So
I'd kind of like to take mine home.
Is there anything else you want in these packets that's missing?
Yes, we need to have the 2011 zoning ordinance in it.
Okay, so let me.
I mean, they're tabs. They were in it, I think, last month, and now they're gone.
Mine's there.
See, I've got one that's just been totally stripped.
You have Cody's that he took home, and
Okay, so
and we got these today about 3:00. So we will back check those a little bit better.
Yeah.
With the zoning ordinance, let me touch that a little bit. From what I could gather, the best information I could get is we did not have a Word file of 2011 at all, which kind of surprised me. We're in the process of converting it. It's converted over about 90%. So what you're going to see in your packet is you're going to see 2 2011 zoning codes. You're going to see the conversion, and on the bottom of the conversion, it's going to say page 2 PDF to Word file 2026.
Yeah.
And you're going to see the old one as we're working through getting it in Word so we could strike.
Yeah.
Because without striking it, it's really hard
Yeah.
for us also. So you want the 2011. Anything else?
well, yeah, I think
Yeah.
I just have an
but
orphaned
I just
one.
don't think you have any.
I don't have any. I mean, it's like bare bones here.
You did have that.
There you go.
Oh no, that's okay. I'm ready
I guess
to
we're
get
pretty
back.
much.
No, I'm done because I'm
Okay.
hoping we move on to building permits now.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Go ahead, Adam.
Says the people that aren't here. What the heck? It's snowing. Let's
I mean,
Yeah.
I think we
Somebody's
need
wife.
to I think we need to circle back and think about this merging of rural residential and multiple use. Because in our general plan, the language around multiple use just defines it as designation for land where residential and other uses will be limited. And I don't think that's the intent of PC's rural residential, for there to be limited residential. So what I'm saying is we may, as nice as it is to have only 5 zoning districts, I don't know how we're going to reconcile that, because multiple use means a lot of things to a lot of different people. But from the other counties that I've looked at their definition of multiple use and what our general plan, it is more of these like to designation for land to protect land and open space resources, to reduce unreasonable requirements for public utility and service. So if that's our description of what multiple use is, I think that's a lot different than what our use table or what rural residential is describing in TC's chart here. Is anybody else following that?
I am, but I think the general plan is, again, it's just a very large scope, and this is what interprets everything below it. You know, that's why I think the general plan is kind of a waste of time, but this more or less describes everything that is in the multi-use.
Well, and that's why maybe we don't want to call it multi-use or rural residential. Maybe we need another name for it. So we have a better, so we don't get tied back to this use of multiple use, because again, in other counties too, when they talk about multiple use, these are larger lots of land that's not, you know, necessarily tied to any of the special service districts. It's protect, you know, open space. And I don't think that is the same as what we're trying to use that term multiple use for.
I know, and maybe that's the difference, is we're not going after what they're using the multiple use for. We're more or less trying to utilize it as that buffer zone between commercial and residential. So our definition of multiple use versus other jurisdictions can be completely different, and that's why we define it.
Okay, so yeah, we will need. So do we currently even have a definition of multiple use in any of our zoning ordinances?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know right now. So let's do this. Let's move forward and keep the multiple use and cross-reference it with RR, and we'll keep RR and cross-reference it with multiple use for next meeting. We'll fix the table, and then when the table's fixed, then we can see if everything matches. I'll see if I can't find the 2019, and I'll try to put it all together where you guys could see it 100% transparent, because right now we're taking the San Juan County Code, which is a current code. We're taking the Spanish Valley Code, which is a current code, and we have good things and bad things in the 2025, and we're trying to merge them all together. And what we're looking for is transparency and making sure that we're carrying what the communities want moving forward. And it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a little bit of it. And that's one reason I did this chart. But let me fix the chart that TC has.
Can somebody explain one more time what's wrong with the chart? I mean, I know on page 1 and page 2, the columns, maybe.
That's all it is. That's all it is. So if you
But he still has P's and C's in 5 different columns. All right, what's not lining up, I guess is what I'm
B
saying.
should be yellow.
On
page
page 2.
1. Or wait.
Well,
On page
I was
1.
going to say, and just go to page 2 and make the B the C, and then go all the way over to G, because industrial on page 1 is actually column G.
Well, but that doesn't change where he put his P's and C's, right?
Yeah, it does, because on the second page, there's no industrial unless you do that.
Well, but I guess
What do you mean? Because there's 5 columns and there's 5 districts.
kind of so it's kind of.
I think it's right.
Yeah, I don't understand.
To me, it's this way. It's this, and we've just gone,
Let's see.
and then we've gone B,
Okay, well, you're
C,
doing exact
D,
opposite of what I did. I did the other way.
F.
Right. So, I mean, you could do it that way. So they don't line up, Ann. So the way Cody
Mine
did it-
lines up. I'm not looking at what y'all are looking at.
Yeah.
So do this. Go to number 2 under the yellow.
Yeah.
That's a P, and then
Yeah.
go to page 2 and pick one of those numbers. So number 30, Number B should be purple. Nope.
Well, it doesn't really matter the A, B, C, D, E. All that matters is the yellow, purple, green, you know, the zoning districts that go with the P's and C's. And to me, I don't know how there's no other way to interpret that.
So Anne, okay, so if you look at on the front page, number C, right? That's yellow.
Why do we even need to look at C? It doesn't matter because it's residential, right? It's yellow. So the first column all the way down on this table is residential, and that's where he's got his C's and P's.
Right, but if you just look at if you do it by the rows, they're labeled wrong. They are not consistently labeled. The rows on one page are labeled a different letter than they are on the other page.
The columns or the rows?
Oh, excuse me, the columns.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter what the columns are labeled. As far as understanding.
It does, because if you look, well, I mean, if you're going to just count the number, if you're going to count by columns, it works. But if you look at F on page 1 is commercial, right? Highway, what we're going to call commercial. But it's actually on page 2, industrial. So if you're just doing it by rows, you know, if you're just counting rows, it's okay. But if you're looking at what the name of the column is,
I'm hoping it's this one.
wrong.
This is that. Is that not correct?
That's what she's saying.
Okay.
Is
Everything
anybody
needs a
else?
shift.
Can anybody
Everything
else
is getting
explain why
confused
it's
here.
wrong
I'm
in
just hoping
another
that
way?
This is these P's.
Yes.
And
So
residential is these. But what the hell is it?
What is the, if you look
This
at the
goes back to
column
here?
name for industrial on page 1, what's
that
the
make
column?
sense?
What column
It
is
doesn't matter because I know that
It's like this,
industrial
right?
goes down. Is the 5th column.
Right.
That's all that matters. And everything in the 5th column. Well,
Confused.
you know, I'm going to say the first column is yellow, residential. The second column is purple. The third is green. The fourth is blue. And the 5th is industrial.
So let's do
So
this, Anne.
That's consistent down the whole the table. So
That's right.
Let's get what we'll do is we'll back check this, so we'll get the digital copy.
Yeah.
And line it up and see how it's printed, because it could be something very, very simple. And then what we're going to do is we're going to back check it with another use table, and it's like Cody's looking at it. Cody's saying, well, I'm hoping that rural residential, all of this stuff's permitted, which is in the agricultural section. Because right now everything in rural residential is conditional down through there. So let's get a digital copy, something that's workable, and then see where it goes from there. And I could get with both you and Melissa and see what we can figure out.
well, check with TC because I think this is exactly what.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing to do is check with TC because I think I remember a lot of the multi-use stuff going to the agricultural and not to the rural residential. For some reason, I'm thinking that the residential and the rural residential were split for density purposes more than anything else. Not uses.
Okay. Nope. And we could do that.
Alrighty. That was a puzzle.
I only have one more thing before we move on to building permits. Is when you get this together and send it out, will you add my email to the list, Corey?
Yes.
Because I didn't get the packet.
You didn't get the packet?
No, Shay had to forward it to me.
That was intentional.
I know.
Sorry.
That's why I'm making a request.
Shay, thank you, buddy.
And we wouldn't give you the Zoom address last time too.
Right.
Purpose.
I see how this is starting to pan out right now.
You're going to come to defend yourself next time, aren't you? Not be in Hawaii.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, if you stay in Hawaii, we'll give you the email.
Okay, let's move on to building permits.
Okay, so building permits. You have a lot of pages here. There's two things that we're kind of moving forward with as from the planning, zoning, building department, we want to start tracking industry trends a lot better to know if we're going up in the market or down in the market. To do that, we want to see how many building permits we issued in 2025, how many we issued in 2024. We're going to kind of start trying to channel those into an area of what we're seeing. Are we seeing commercial? Are we seeing residential? Are we seeing a growth? Which way are we seeing? So on building permits, you have two reports. You have the November and December report because we did not get them to you guys in December. And then you also have the yearly report of all permits. So one thing right now is we're in the process of trying to make some software changes right now, upgrades that gives better tracking. And one of the questions that keeps on coming up is, well, how many permits do you guys do a year? If it's 200, we have the staff to do it. If it's 600, we need to start looking at staff and getting more resources and getting different things. And with that, from a building standpoint, as we deal with a lot of, I want to say venture capitalists, for lack of better words, that we kind of want to start looking and saying, could we bring more economic resources to our area with these people? And if we start tracking them better, we know we'll start seeing a pattern on that one. So you have two reports on this one. If there's more data you guys want, great. If there's less data you guys want, great.
I have a
But
question.
this is a work in progress.
So like on that, so a building permit, but not all building permit. I mean, say like a service or solar or, I mean, are you lumping them all together? I mean, does that make, I mean, in your report, not for us to see and you to handle, but in your, you know what I'm saying? They're like, there's not structures or,
Yeah, so on the description, it'll say whether it's an ADA bathroom and kitchen, which is a couple inspections. Just the rule of thumb with average, as amazing as it is, and Cody brings up a good point, as a service is only one inspection. A hotel is going to be 90 inspections. The law of averages with 200 permits, you could say 200 permits, probably on average, 6 things. We're doing about 1,200 inspections a year, give or take. We can do that. We're just not in that situation
I
yet.
just thought it was,
Yeah.
I mean, to me, because there is a difference.
And more so what it is just, so one thing that I think we've seen move up as we've started using the software system in more detail is we're starting to see better tracking where in lieu of going out and catching somebody that built something without a permit, we're catching them while they're getting a permit. So 1 month we might see 10 permits and 1 month we might see 16. And what we're looking for is more public relations and more data coming in and out to see where we're at. One thing that we've kind of looked at is kind of seeing where the growth is. And that's something that it's not going to be done anytime soon, but as of right now, as an example with my building process, I go to Spanish Valley Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I go south to Blanding on Mondays and Wednesdays. Fridays are emergency days, that type of stuff, and it always kind of goes different ways. But what we're seeing is we're starting to see a trend of Spanish Valley getting busy because we have some big commercial projects going in up there, and we have to see them 2 days a week. We might get to a point where we have to see them 3 days a week. So that's the purpose of the report, is just transparency to show kind of where we're at.
I want to just thank these two. I like where we're at today. This is probably one of the most productive meetings that we've had in a long time. I didn't wake up this morning with anxiety, where last couple of years has been, I just don't want to go. But I really want to move this forward. I appreciate the support of the Planning Commission and the staff. And I just think that we'll get this thing wrestled like an alligator and we'll get it behind us. Thank you.
Thanks, Trent.
Anything else? Cody?
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Got Cody with a motion to adjourn. Melissa second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I
I
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you.